Three people, right?
Okay, so I'm here today with Johnathan Campbell, and he's going to tell me a little bit about who he is and what he does.
Thanks, Declan. My name is Johnathan Campbell, and I'm the director of a company called Select People. We're a relatively new business. We started up in 2008, and we specialise in offshore recruitment. That's recruitment for offshore clients across the broad spectrum of financial services positions, typically in locations such as the Cayman Islands, Bermuda, Channel Islands, Switzerland, some onshore work in the likes of London and Dublin, the Middle East. But essentially what our business model is that we provide headhunting services at a contingency rate to offshore clients. Technology we're using are relatively simple. It's available to anyone for free on the web. We search company websites, we search free social networking sites, we search job sites. Anyone can do this. It's a case of knowing where you might find somebody, where somebody might have some snippet of information about their profession, their job, their background, whatever region that might be. And you find that, for example, LinkedIn is very popular in the US, it's popular in Ireland, the UK. It's not so popular, we find, in mainland Europe, like in Germany, they prefer sites like Xing. And it's just knowing perhaps some of the cultural differences between different countries and where you might find the best people. You can't just rely on any one source. It's knowing how to then manipulate those sites, sign up, and find the most amount of people, use their search parameters to try and identify a shortlist quite quickly. And then it's old-fashioned recruitment, picking up the phone and calling somebody and trying to entice them with the job. But the technologies themselves are all readily available. They're pretty much all free. You can pay for versions of them that will give you perhaps a quicker response or make it a little bit easier. But for any recruiter out there, you just need a web browser, and you can go out and search, and you can find them anywhere you want on the web. It's no longer going to be about agencies promoting their brand to candidates and trying to get people to log onto the website, upload their CV, or find them on a job site. I think very much in the next few years we're going to see smart candidates basically trying to increase their internet profile, trying to make sure that they have as best an internet profile as possible out there on the web for agencies to go find. And that really agencies are going to be about promoting themselves to clients, not candidates. And job sites are going to have to change, and I think you'll see the likes of LinkedIn and other kind of business social networking sites expanding, and niche sites coming up, a niche site for accountants, maybe a niche site for a medical profession, even a niche site for a country and the people in that. But I think it's very much going to be about candidates selling themselves, and as opposed to the old days when you pick 3 agencies and you go around town and you do an hour interview with each agency. I think you put yourself out there on the web and you let the best agencies find you, and then you talk to those guys about the jobs that you're going to go for. I think recruiters today have to adjust to that kind of a model where it's not about a candidate attraction anymore. It's about identifying candidates, and it's also be about candidates understanding the web and understanding how to best present themselves out there, how to make sure that their CVs can be found through complicated search strings, how they can be found on the most popular networking sites, how people like recruiters and companies directly can find them out on the web. So the model, I think, will change and will very much move towards candidates having to market themselves to an unknown number of agencies, but the agencies have to be smart about how to find those. I don't think it's ever going to be the way it has been, where basically you try and be the best local guy, you brand yourself out there so that a candidate might ring up, send their CV and tell you the same story they've told to 4 other people and taken an hour out of their day to try and do that. How they actually circumvent agencies and job boards, I think you can. The job board will evolve into something else. I still think if you're a social networking site, you attract people to register with you by saying you have, the employers that use your site have the best jobs. But I think there's still always going to be a model. It's just going to be it's going to converge a little bit. In terms of candidates putting themselves out there and getting rid of the use of agencies, I don't think that'll ever happen, because at the end of the day, the job of a hiring manager is not to be an expert in recruitment. They may have to be a hiring expert in terms of identifying what's a great person when they're sitting in front of them or looking at a CV. But I think their time is usually best spent doing something else. And there's always room for a recruiter. There's always room for an accountant. There's always room for a graphic designer. I think the services that such industries provide will always be essential. It's just how we deliver those services that might change. So candidates will still have to target agencies, but I don't think they will consciously go out there picking an agency to target anymore. I think they will go out there saying, I know that there exists many agencies in many markets who may be able to help me identify my next job. How can I best make sure that they can find me on the web or find me on my PDA or whatever the future of technology is and how we communicate. But I think the onus will very much be on smart candidates and the presentations of themselves to an unknown audience for that audience to find them. Absolutely. I think the Tuesday Club has been fantastic. I was pleasantly surprised at the openness of a lot of the members. Some people, commented that 2 years ago you would never have seen such frank and open discussions. Recruiters who I represent are by their nature very cautious bunch of people who don't share information amongst each other. You're always conscious of what you might say to your competitor in case he uses that against you. Yet you have people openly saying, these are the problems we're facing, we've let this amount of people go, we've no business in this area, we're struggling to find client business in this other area. And that was fantastic, and I've never seen it before in recruitment, and I think we've still got a long way to go, and the more meetups we have, I think it's going to become more open. People are going to understand that they're trusting somebody with their own information, but they're also going to give back to them. And it's about give and take. You have to give to get something back to it. And there are still a few people who are cautious about maybe giving a little bit too much about their business out there. But I'd hope to see that those walls will be broken down as we kind of all get to know each other and all get to realise that it's a form for us to learn. It's not a form for us to sell. We'll hopefully all go back to our businesses and work better, work smarter because of it every month or every 2 months that we meet up.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your time today, and look forward to talking to you again.
Thanks, Dave.